welcome back to Speed Freak Garage, home of power sports on YouTube. So last night we prepared the car to remove the valve covers. I didn't get a chance to film, but all I did was unbolt all the coil packs and brackets, and I taped everything out of the way so that we wouldn't accidentally get any wiring or coil packs in the oil when the valve covers were removed. And then we let it sit overnight, so all the oil that had splashed up on the valve covers when we moved the car hopefully is now drained back, and there will be very little mess when we remove the valve covers. However, last night we also learned that we only have a 1-inch clearance from the block to the rear brake master, meaning that the 1.5-inch tall motion valve cover is not going to fit on the driver's side. So I'm going to just off video, of course, I'm going to put this all back together, and our driver's side will retain the stock valve cover, unfortunately. However, I haven't had blow-by issues on this side, so we'll just remove this filter and tee it in to the new valve cover and bring it into the catch can. The reason why I'm doing this, I guess I should explain. The reason why I'm doing this is the crappy little tiny baffle here on the OEM passenger side valve cover keeps blowing oil vapor out and overwhelming the catch can. I mean, we're literally filling up the catch can within about 20 minutes of actual race condition. Now, on the highway, it doesn't fill up at all. So it's not an engine issue. It's just you're going full throttle, 140 miles an hour down the straight. You let off the gas and slam on the brakes, and all that crankcase pressure is blowing out. And as it blows out, it brings oil vapor with it, and it's coming out, going into the catch can and overwhelming the catch can. And I don't have room for a bigger catch can. So the motion valve cover has this giant baffle. So the factory baffle is maybe this big. So the motion valve cover, the baffle is huge, and they basically guarantee that you won't have any more issues. It's just that I can't use it on both sides. It's going to look terrible. But it's a race car. Race cars are meant to race. They're not meant to look good. Now, I already put the gasket in this, so I can just do it again just to show you guys in case somebody was watching the video to maybe see how the gasket goes in. So it's really simple. It's got 3 little dimples that line up down here. So you just want to get it in there, okay, and then come around, and it's basically already molded to shape. Get everything in here. Make sure you're not twisted. It should just go right in. And then what I did is I went back and I just kind of like tapped it down to make sure that it was seated. And there you go. Everything's nice and seated. I also waxed the valve cover. Well, I got fingerprints all over it now, but I waxed the valve cover before I started working with it because I knew it was going to get all messed up. The thing I'm kind of on the fence about is whether I should try and install this before or after it goes on the car. I almost rather not stress the vehicle by trying to install this giant monstrosity while it's on the car. I feel like if I'm just really careful, I can get a decent seal with the O-ring. But first, we're going to get the old valve cover off so I have access to some clean oil I feel smart. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and carefully remove this. And I say carefully because the bosses on the heads are so weak. They just, I don't know. Not happy with the way that is designed. We don't want to accidentally screw up those threads because on the driver's side, one of the threads has been helicoiled at least twice now. And I would like to time cert it, but that is a lot of work and you get a lot of metal shavings that we really don't want to accidentally get in the motor. Luckily we don't have to reuse these, but I am gonna bag and tag them. The reason why the car is so far away from the workbench is because Brandon's been in here working on his engine. I wanted to leave him space. 944 valve cover. Okay. For how cheap Ziploc bags are, it's really good insurance to just bag everything up. Make sure that, I might need that, make sure that you got everything organized well. The new brackets, I need some of these for the other side, so I'm going to hold off on that. The new brackets come with new hardware, so these will just go back to the driver's side. Okay, we're going to pull these out. We could just leave them in the valve cover, but I'll do that. I'm gonna be real close to my oil dipstick over here, but we should be okay. Can always bend the oil dipstick a little bit again if I have to. It wouldn't be the first time that we've had to clearance it. Oh, yeah, I should have seen that coming. And there is, oh, fuck. Damn. Okay, smart. So I should have gotten in here with some brake cleaner and cleaned up anything that could have been sitting up above the head. I'm gonna have to come back and really carefully try and clean that up. Looks like I'm already getting some oil down onto my headers. It's gonna be a little smoky when we start her back up because I want to get it done. I mean, I won't be able to get it done today because it's Thanksgiving, but tomorrow I can go and get the parts I need to finish up and go for a good hard test drive and make sure I'm not having any more oil blow by because it's a lot of money, you know, for this. I guess I can I don't want to use that box because I'm going to have to try and sell the driver's side cover that I can't use, which is great. Just kind of set the valve cover over here. Okay, gonna come out, over. It's actually, yeah, most of the oil, so my strategy of letting it sit overnight worked. Because most of that oil is now drained back. I think we're gonna be okay. But as you can see, like I said, there's a bunch of shit up top here, and there's even some shit on the bottom I'm gonna have to really carefully clean off without getting in the engine. I mean, even if like you did remember to clean it ahead of time, you still would want to go ahead and clean up this sealing surface. Like right here, there's a little blemish. You don't want anything to get in the way of these brand new seals sealing, because that oil will get everywhere. You got to think you got 50 or 60 psi oil spraying up out of every one of these rods. Did I change the oil after the last race? Actually, I don't think I did. That might explain why the oil looks dirty. That's like a whole race worth of dirt in that oil. Okay, we got a nice clean, smooth, everything's, yeah, we're good to go. So like I said, these bosses here where you screw your screws in are super delicate. It's just not, I don't know, it's frustrating. So I think I'm going to at least screw, crap, there's freaking hair in there. Okay. I think I'm going to at least like screw this in ahead of time. Because again, I'm really on the fence about whether I should be trying to like install it now or later. Later almost seems like a bad idea. So we're going to get ourselves some oil, and we are going to oil up. You're supposed to oil AN fittings because the anodizing, rubbing on the anodizing can create flakes. And then also this O-ring seal needs to be lubed. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to install it. And you don't, the way to tighten these is kind of jank because you want the seal to smush and seal, but if you tighten it too much, the seal will push out the side, and then it's ruined, and then I'm screwed. Well, I have a backup because I'm not. Where's my AN wrenches? I think they're in my race kit, yeah. So I do have an AN wrench, but it still could potentially scratch this if I'm not careful. So we're just gonna turn a little bit till we feel some resistance. We're just gonna very carefully tighten until you get like a snugness, but not tight, because again, it's an O-ring, and you don't want it to. Yeah, like right now it's getting pretty snug, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, let me check the seal. It's not squishing out or anything. I'm actually pretty I think we could go just a little more. Just a little. Because if it leaks, then the engine's gonna run very weird. Well, I haven't decided if I'm venting to atmosphere or if I'm recircing yet. Okay. Just a tad more. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna need this later, so. Okay, so now we got our valve cover, we got our seal. The seal looks like it came out, so just make sure the seal is all the way in. And now, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but we wanna oil this seal because we don't want the seal catching anywhere and like tearing or marring. So we're just gonna really carefully oil this seal up. And this will allow the seal to kind of wiggle around and smush down and do what it wants to do without tearing up. And one thing that Motion improved on substantially is they put a rail, this rail here, so that it lines up with your head and it doesn't allow the valve cover to fall down while you're working on it. Okay, got a nice good oil on the seal. I'm gonna come in here and hope to God it clears the Yep, see, so it just sits there right where I want it to sit. I'm almost wondering if I should install my brackets first. I think they're just Allen heads. Yeah. I should be okay. Should be okay. So Motion has some very odd instructions, and I actually emailed them and got clarification. They said do not try and torque these to spec, that you should just snug them. And I verified that, and they're like, yep, just snug them down until your seal is sealed. Like, don't over tighten them. But everybody has a different definition of snug, so I'm a little hesitant on that. And these have O-rings too, so I'm gonna have to find a new source of oil here. Save those for selling the driver's side. Okay, here's some oil. So we're just gonna get a little oil on each O-ring, because again, you want it to slide. You don't want it to start like tearing or anything. So, and then he did, the motion guy did say to use a 1/4 inch ratchet to help avoid over tightening. Look at that, it's already basically lined up. That's pretty cool. Nice. Just barely clears that oil dipstick. That's funny. This one doesn't want to. Come on. There we go. Just had to give her a little wiggle. Come on. I'm just hand tightening all of these so that we have a good seat. Make sure everything's lined up. All right. And I have maybe the right size. I hope I can get it off the rail. Okay. Hopefully that's the right size. It is not. Wonderful. Might make this a little harder. And I bet you the right size of these is broken. Shit. Had to go over to the CNC side of the shop, which I'm not supposed to be mixing tools back and forth between the two sides of the shop, but I obviously cannot go shopping today or because, you know, it's Thanksgiving, but nope. I'd like to keep the CNC tools away from the automotive tools for cleanliness purposes. So he basically said, go until it's snug. Snug. He said, snug the inner two first. Okay, so they're snug. Now I'm going to snug the outer two. And all you're doing is trying to prevent oil from leaking. You're not sealing any pressure. You don't have crazy forces being exerted on this thing. I mean, the highest force it's probably ever going to see is installing this AN fitting and, you know, the oil fill cap. Oh, yeah. So now without having a 1/4 inch ratchet, I'm kind of, I mean, it's squishing that gasket pretty good, but I'm going to say it could use a little more squish. So I'm going to come back and check these. Snug. Snug. That one's already snug. Okay. This one's already snug. So they're all snugged down pretty good now. At least as good as I can get with this. And here's the thing. I start the engine, I drive it, it gets hot, and let's say we got a couple drips coming down. Then I can just come back and tighten it a little more. Whereas if I start tightening it now, and I over tighten it, then we've got a big problem. Whew. My rockers are gonna be damn close to that baffle. Hell, please tell me this is shallow, or is this gonna hit the rocker? Oh, fuck. That's gonna be close. I think that rocker's all the way up. I hope it is, because it's... Oh boy. And again, you know, these AN, or aluminum, anodized aluminum, you want a little bit of oil on them so they don't flake or chip. Same for the O-rings. So let's go ahead and very carefully screw this in and make sure we're not hitting our rocker. Because, I mean, it cleared, they said if the rockers cleared stock valve covers, they would clear these valve covers. I checked that like multiple times. Like, I was like, are you sure? I cannot afford to pay for something that's not going to work. I probably should order some extra O-rings from them for this, because I have a feeling O-ring isn't going to last that long in race conditions. Okay. That looks so good. I kind of sucks the other side's not going to look this good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just check our snug again. Okay, and if we look over here, we've got a really good smush on the gasket now. So I'm gonna call that tight enough. I'm not even gonna attempt to come back and do anything else with that. Basically now it's time for us to install the AN fitting and start kind of worrying about how we're gonna redo all the routing on the catch can, because the catch can was done as a 3/8 line, because the engine has a kind of a 3/8 up here. I think over there is actually a 1/2 inch. So we're going to be a 5/8, 1/2 inch, 3/8, and then we're either going to vent to atmosphere, or I might just go ahead and pull a vacuum on it. So if it does overflow, which it better not with this expensive valve cover on it, but if it does, then it'll overflow into the intake and not all over the whole freaking engine bay. Because I'd rather just smoke a little bit, and that would just tell me, hey, it's time to change or dump your catch can. But if it just blows out all over the engine bay, then I could get in a lot of trouble in many ways. So what's next? I think we should do the AN fitting here first before we go and try and install all of our coil pack brackets. So I have, originally I thought I was going to do both valve covers, so I bought this stainless steel 5/8 T's, which I think now are going to be useless. Got some clamp rings, 4 5/8, again, probably useless now. I mean, they might tighten down enough. And then got AN90 to push lock, because it seems like they're less and less they're giving you an option for hose barbs. And I wish I could do like a 10 AN to like a 1/2 inch hose barb, but those are hard to get and expensive. So as before, we're gonna just kind of dip in here and get some oil, and we're gonna oil up our AN fitting so we don't get any flakes while we're tightening it. And here's the other issue is, well, this is supposed to be a swivel, but I think once you tighten it, it's not going to swivel anymore. So I kind of have to, maybe I'm going to have to do the brackets first, because I have to know, am I going down? Am I going up? I think up would be a huge mistake, so we're probably going to be stuck going down. And then we'll have to just run the line. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to just hand tighten it. I think this is going to be a shit show either way. Might even have to get a different AN fitting, like a low profile 90 or God knows what. Race cars just don't end. Oh boy. That doesn't look complicated at all. No instructions. I'm assuming... No, I have no clue. Come on. Why do we gotta do it the hard way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's not enough of these. It's got to be these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. Yeah. A diagram on how to do this would have been real nice, but we should be able to figure it out. And I'm only going to open up what I have to. Ow, why? Okay, that one came out. And that one is encased in plastic. Wonderful. Like literally encased in plastic. Why? Why do you gotta do this? Okay. Got it. Okay. It looks like they're the same, whichever way you put them. And then the coil pack. See, this has 1, 2, 3 spots to mount. I don't understand that. I am going to have to go on my phone and look up a picture because I don't know. Okay, so following a little better now. So the picture on their website shows like this on the valve cover. And it's showing these big, I'm pretty sure it's showing these big fat ones as being the ones that you want to use to mount, actually like mount it. So we're gonna do that. No, wait, what am I doing? Should like that. Maybe should have done this before putting the valve cover on. Would have been smart. Okay. Yeah, I should have maybe planned a little better and done this first. Just kind of enough to kind of wiggle it around. Okay, and then they showed this one the other direction. And I guess I do like how it's adjustable, so you can kind of get your plug wires away from your headers and kind of get everything situated. I am a little concerned about how they're angling everything, because the way this whole thing was set up with the way these wires are and everything is not for angled. So I might have to come in here, cut all these zip ties and redo all this for like the 10 millionth time, but it wouldn't be the end of the world as long as all the wires reach. Okay, we've got that. Just kind of sort of in there, and now we have to try and cut this free. I really only want to take one out, but I think I'm going to end up having to just kind of tear all this up to get them both out, to get it out. Or not. Cool. Okay, so just got one out of there. So again, I'm going to try and maybe sell the driver's side. I don't know, maybe somebody screwed up their driver's side, or who knows. So now this, in the picture it showed them angling it away from, showed like that. Holy shit, that brings those way up. Fuck. You've got to be kidding me. Why would you? That is not good, because for one, I have a very low hood right here. Like, the hood is like almost touching already here. So now they've, fuck, don't tell me I'm gonna have to make my own fucking bracket. So they've got this ridiculously high bracket that brings the coil packs from here to here. Really? Fuck. Oh, and the other thing is, these aren't threaded brackets, so you have to use those nylocks. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is really gonna suck. How is that gonna work? Oh no. This whole thing is... Oh no. Fuck. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, I don't even think my fucking plug wires are gonna be long enough. Yeah, my fucking plug wires aren't going to be long enough. God damn it, all that fucking hard work. For nothing. Is that gonna hit my hood? Should clear the hood. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be pulling plug wires out if I try and attach it like this. Yeah, I can, it's putting pressure upwards on the plugs. Okay, we'll at least clear the hood, so that's okay. I should probably double check that. Hard to tell, but oh, we are just barely gonna clear the hood. Just barely. I'm not excited about having to go and redo my search for new plug wires again. Not happy. I'm almost tempted to try and run it like this, but I have a feeling it's gonna, I really don't want to accidentally like pull a wire out and then I've got a blown engine. Okay, so new strategy. We're gonna have to mount the coils to the bracket before the bracket goes onto the engine. I need to keep the coils in order. Not excited about this. This is a lot more work than I thought. It's good I got I allocated 4 whole days to this just in case shit like this happened. Oh yeah, if you guys don't ever buy anything from Fast. Don't buy anything from Fast. I've already had 2 or 3 of their coil packs go bad on me, which I'm very confident is one of the reasons why the first engine blew up. And I'm just slowly replacing them. Just every time I get ready to go out and drive or race, I'm checking them with a tester, the contactless spark tester, and if it's not sparking, then I just toss it in the trash. Wonderful. Okay, gonna take this back off. We can mount our coil packs. Then I'm gonna have to somehow find ever so slightly longer coil wires, which I don't even know if that's possible because I'm so mad. I'm so mad. If I remember right, it'd be cool if these worked because these are nice. But then I have super nice coil wires on one side and OEM coil wires on the other side. Is that gonna fuck my engine up? I don't know. Okay. Got the bracket. Deal with that later. It's just a reminder. Okay. I'm assuming that we're gonna need 8 of these. That's 6. Eight, and then we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Okay. Just snug them for now. I do like how they did nylock, because I mean these are gonna vibrate really badly. I can already tell. I mean they're just the way they're mounted on here. Probably not. I mean, it might not be as bad as just being attached direct to the valve cover. We'll find out. But what the fuck? There we go. Oops. Okay, the GoPro battery died, so I gathered up some tools. Had a miniature panic attack thinking that I lost this down in the engine somewhere, when in reality I had just put it in the wrong place. I actually had to go inside, download the video, watch the video, figure out where I put that. But then I also noticed a lot of things happened while we were charging battery. This side has the full-length baffle. So now I'm very, very, very concerned about whether or not that's going to make any difference at all. Because that means that the driver's side is the side with the little plastic baffle, which has not been... Man, race cars don't end. I'm just hoping that their baffle is at least 10 times better than this baffle, or it's not going to make a difference. So, frustrating. Too late now, I already bought it. Alright, so back where we left off, we are going to very carefully use our CNC tools. Nope. I'll watch it be a number 3, which like every number 3 in my garage is busted. Long story. Yeah, it's a number 3. Oh no. Yeah. I think the chance of finding a 3 here is gonna be pretty low. Ooh. Got lucky. Alright, we're just gonna sit our ass down here on the dirty floor, start tightening. And it's a 10 millimeter. I don't think any way I'm gonna do this is gonna be decent. I think this is gonna suck all around. There's got to be a better way to do this. I need to buy new socket-based Allen Allen things. You know what I mean? Like that connect to here. I need new ones because it's definitely would not be such a pain in the butt to do it like that. You just use a wrench and a ratchet and be done with it. Just barely clears it almost doesn't clear this little clip thing, whatever that's for. This one's fighting me. Very much hope these plug wires I already have on the shelf are going to be what I need, or I am screwed. At least for today. And possibly even several days if the local parts stores don't have what I need. Okay, now we're gonna go back through and make sure that they're okay. Fuck. They're just cheap stainless. Alright, well, that one's not getting any tighter. Okay, we're gonna very carefully make sure they're tight since they're cheap stainless. Wonderful. Okay. Okay. Now that's done. Need to figure out what size this is. It is a 4. Wow, we've been all over the place today. All right. Come in here and look at that. They even have it so you can like put them even higher. I just don't understand why you'd want to do that. They really should have. They should have another hole right here so that you can put them lower. Like what? Whatever. Every build is different, right? I definitely would have benefited from having the coil packs lower. Okay, so before I snug those too much, we need to like decide how we want to do this. I don't really have. I mean, I almost want it as. this isn't going to be good no matter how we do this, because fuck. I mean, I can't put it too far up because of my oil fill. But then if I... Ah, shit. I almost am going to have to just leave it all loose until I get the plug wires installed. Okay, put this in a safe spot this time. Shit. Okay, now we got to try and get these plug wires out. Luckily, again, the car's been sitting all night, so it shouldn't be too hard to... Oh, I say that, but holy shit, it doesn't want to come out. And you don't want to pull on the wire because you could fuck it up. You want to pull on the shroud around it. Okay. So we are going to see what happens if we use this aftermarket wire, which doesn't have any dielectric grease. Then we're going to have to get this back out. It looks like... Oh, it looks like the wire's going to be way too long. Like, we're adding a whole inch almost. Ah, shit. Not... Okay, we gotta feed this through. And if I remember right, these were a pain in the ass. Because you have to, like, legitimately, like, cut the ring out of this so that it'll go over the plug. Okay. And then I've got dielectric grease. Okay. How the fuck am I supposed to get it down in there? I might just have to hope. Well, I'm just gonna have to get it on the plug direct. Okay. Just gonna get a little here. Just enough to kind of... Okay. There we go. And then we're gonna get some fresh grease on the plug, which I'm just gonna have to suck it up and do it this way. Okay. I have a feeling this is gonna be too long. Like, well, this is one of the issues I was struggling with, is they're either too short or too long. Too short, it'll pull off the plug, right? But then too long, and it'll melt. Okay, I heard it click in, and it needs to be... Yeah, this is way too long. And I can't go up a notch on these brackets because then it's definitely going to hit the hood. So I am now in a situation where also appears these don't have the little alignment. Shit. They're supposed to have like an alignment ring to kind of align themselves up into the socket. Or not the socket, but you know what I mean. Fuck. Yeah, this is an issue. It's like, it's not wanting to. I think that went on. It's the thing, is that if it, oh, there it goes. I heard it click. So here's the thing. So I've got this. This one actually seems to be okay. It's not going to touch the headers. It's not going to touch anything. It's just going to kind of chill here. And then depending on how I do this, it should be okay. I think the real challenge is going to come from the rest of them. I think that's clean. Why is that? Okay. Like this one really needs to come up straight, so having it come at an angle might be bad. And it's too short. It's too short to just hook this up the way it is. Ah, this sucks. So this wire is definitely in and connected. I'm gonna have to really carefully go and test all these out with my tester. I better get that out now so I don't forget. Make sure it's got batteries. Okay. Batteries, yep. Okay. Don't want to forget to test everything. All right. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. This sucks. This just sucks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. They survived pretty good for how much, I mean, for being an Amazon special, they did a damn good job. Considering they're still intact and not burned after all the abuse they've been put through. So let me show you. So there's like a white, I don't know if you can even see it, there's a white ring in there that helps align the connector to the pin on the coil. And the cheaper, I guess not cheaper, but not everybody does that when they do the coil wires, and it makes life much more difficult. I think if I remember last time I had to get a I just had to come in here and grab the rubber part and pull it out. Or not. Can't remember how I got them out last time. They're in there pretty good. Like once they settle in where they want to be, they don't want to come back out, which is good considering what happens if they do. Okay, I'm gonna deal with that one later. Okay. Sucks to have to do this because these wires were working really well, and I had no issues with them coming loose, not even one time. And now I'm switching back to these brand new wires that I've never tried or tested before on a race car that doesn't need anything tried or tested. It just needs to work. Okay. How am I going to get this one out? I don't want to pull on the wire, but the dipstick tube's right in the way. There we go. Come on. Come out of there, please. Please, 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 come on. Why are you stuck so good? Oh, gotcha. I can always use these as backups for the driver's side, so I don't want to just trash them. They need to be kept safe. Why is the random fuel line over here? What size is that? I might actually be able to use that for a breather. Okay. We're gonna get our heat shields on. And the springs help a lot too. You know, you'd think the springs are just there to kind of keep everything seated, but for some reason they seem to kind of do a much better job of keeping the plug wires connected, however that works. I'm gonna do, but yeah, these don't have the alignment rings, so when I'm attaching them to the plug or the coil packs, I have to be super careful about how I do it. You don't want to damage the coil pack, because that's a very expensive mistake if you damage it. The dielectric grease is important in case any water somehow makes its way up here. It'll help insulate and protect the cable. Now we got to go down and somehow get it on these spark plugs. Okay, got that one. That was actually the hardest one. Okay, got that one. And got that one. Nice. All right, I'm done with this mess. Okay. All right, now this one I think is going to be our problem child. It's going to cause the most issues with fitment. Okay. Especially because it's so freaking hard to get to. I'm just gonna really carefully listen for a click. Oh, I felt a click, I didn't hear a click. It's a little concerning, but I think we should be okay. Just gonna put the heat shield down on it So it protects it from the header. And then we're gonna bring the wire up. And yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of, is that it's gonna like either rub here. I might have to, can you zip tie this wire? Can I like zip tie the freaking wire up out of the way? Not having those alignment rings makes this a shitty guesswork job. Come on, give me a break here. I think I had it. No? Wait. I got it. Nope. It's like pushing it down to the side. Yeah, those alignment rings are real nice on the OEM wires. It's just not fucking connecting. There we go. Fuck, that was a shit show. Finally heard it connect and I felt it go in. So see, here's my issue with this longer wire is it's gonna like, now I can do this, but I don't think, I'll have to come back with zip ties and tighten all these up so they don't rotate, because I can guarantee you from the vibration of the motor they're gonna rotate. Okay, that's 2 texts in a row. I better check that. I think we might be okay. I hope so, because I just want to be done with it. I want the car to be race ready. It's never going to be race ready. There's always going to be. Okay. That's 2 down. We need zip ties, and I'm just going to go ahead and get them out before I forget. Should have used red ones. That look kind of tacky. All right. Zip ties to keep the wires from, I bet you they're still in my, yep. Trying to leave my race box like packed, but I don't have doubles of the tools that I need. Okay. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. And these should be very straightforward and simple. All right, I'm just gonna listen and feel for a click. Oh yeah, I heard and felt that click. That was a good one. All right, we're gonna put our, probably should have done the sock first. Yeah. No big deal. Okay, slip that down over there to protect it. And then now the shitty part. And this one's gonna have to go like this, but this pisses me off. I don't know why they wouldn't put the alignment rings in there. Just cost, time and cost. That's all it is. You gotta be kidding me. Figured I would have been getting better at this by now, but it is just fighting me. Come on. Nope. But it really didn't like that. It like bent it. What the fuck? You guys probably think I'm crazy, but this is just not cooperating. There we go. Whew. What a... So this, yeah, this one has to be forward like this also in order for it to sit the way we want. Yeah, this one's gonna be the concern. I think even just slightly back like that. Okay. One more, and then I can put that side back together off camera, obviously. Oh wait, I learned my lesson about this. Yes, this goes first. Okay. Oh yeah, nice good click. That's what I like to hear. Get the shield down over it, and then now for the shit part. Kind of have to find out where it wants to be. Like I can hear it touch, and then it just stops, which means it's not lined up yet. Almost got it. Gotcha. Okay. Or not, it's pushing back. Come on. There we go. That was a nice solid click. I think this one just doesn't have as much of a... I'm just paranoid about this after blowing an engine and finding out that 2 of the coil packs were dead, you know, like I don't want obviously don't want that to happen again because I wouldn't be able to fix the car. I mean, I couldn't technically even afford to fix it the first time, and I made a lot of sacrifices to get the car back, get the car a new motor. So okay, gonna tighten the shit out of these so hopefully they don't spin freely on their own. I mean, they can still spin, it's just it'll reduce the chances of vibration, like, just, yeah. And I'll come back after the first drive and make sure this red one's not rubbing here. And it sucks because now I'm gonna have two totally different plug wires on the car, which I really hope isn't gonna make a difference since it's not like a high power engine. And the other thing is that side is the side with the O2 sensor with the stock wires. So I'm not really sure how all that's gonna come into play. We're so close to at least skipping through parts of the videos because you guys don't care about the stock stuff and skipping to a test fire. Granted, I need to get all this nonsense. It looks like I'm just gonna have to go like this and just straight over the coil packs. I think it's gonna look like shit, but I don't think I have any other choice. And then I'm gonna have to, so this is gonna have to go, it ain't gonna go that way, so it's gonna have to go forward, almost like this maybe, and then come down, and then a T, we'll have to have a T here to the catch can. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a total mess. It's gonna look like shit. Whatever. Race car. Go fast, not look cool. Just gotta go fast. That is all. This is gonna be, nah, it'll be fine. Okay. I'm gonna cut these off as close as we can. Okay. Step by step. Step by step. Alright, so we gotta choose, you know, pick our poison here on where we're going to put. So honestly, purely because of the way that this is so close to this reinforcement, but then that's gonna touch the, yeah, there's really not, I think I'm just gonna have to like put it in the middle, like right there, because I also have to consider this. Ah. Or I could just put it like, gonna kind of half-ass do this. And then I'm hoping it's just a 4. Yep. Okay. So I'm just gonna use my pinky as an alignment tool. Oh, this needs to be, these need to be tightened up so that they're not all wiggly around. All right. I think that's pretty good. It's still kind of touching the dipstick. Shit. I think we're gonna have to go further forward. Make it kind of hard to get a funnel in there, but I really don't want it touching the dipstick. And then when these wires are going to be too long now, kind of, sort of, so I'll have to make sure they're not rubbing on the hood. Oh, what a mess. I might even have to, like I said, cut these zip ties, maybe put this underneath down here, like shove it down here somewhere. Just got to be careful because apparently they got some cheap stainless on this hardware, so got to be really careful not to over tighten it. Yeah, yeah. I have to come back and check these periodically and make sure they don't loosen up. This is in my way. Definitely going to be coming back and checking those. Okay, those are all tight. So back here I got plenty of clearance, but as the hood gets closer and closer, I start losing my clearance quickly. I'm a little concerned about the this one up here is my concern. So we're gonna check it real quick. Hopefully everything will be okay. Be good not to have that in the way. My back, getting old. Okay. All right. Please God, clear. Yeah, smart. Oh yeah, okay, good. We're clearing. Good, 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 good. Whew. Okay, so this side is done. Except for checking for spark, doing this. This is gonna suck. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this back together because I need a T, right? So I might be able to run the line this way, but I have no interest in recording it. So, okay, so it is now 2 days later. Amazon screwed me, and the 3/8 T is lost in Wisconsin somehow. So I had to go to the local store and buy one for double the price, of course. And then the 5/8 to 3/8 reducer is actually arriving sometime today when the mail lady comes. So that could be now, it could be 3 hours from now, but that's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on the lines. And something I've been thinking about, having this line run under the air filter really is just, it's so jank. Like, I can't even begin to describe how jank that is. And the other thing is, you know, we got this tube coming up through here, and then we're just shoving it down. So I wonder if maybe I can do this better than I did the first time around. And the reason why I did it this way is I was doing it in a hurry to make a track day. So, I mean, if I did up here and around, this, maybe I could, well, I actually might be able to put a P-clamp right there. That would look a lot more professional. And then we would have our T, right? Yeah, I'm liking this better already. P-clamp, T, put the T right here, and then honestly, I really need to go get more 3/8 line and put my reducer like right here. Or I guess I could put the reducer right here so I can, there's no holes for P-clamps. I really don't like the idea of zip tying something to this, but I think as far as we're concerned with the way this is, well, the hood, well, okay, let's start with the P-clamps. I have like a massive assortment of them hiding around here somewhere. Derp, they were sitting right here on the workbench because they were waiting to be organized and never were organized months ago. Okay, we're gonna look for what we believe to be for 3/8, and we don't really need it to be tight, but we don't want it to be loose. So this one, for example, might be perfect. So we're gonna open her up a little bit. I think we're gonna have to do that or that. Nope, we'll have to do that. Yeah, we'll have to double check our hood clearance. Actually, this one might be a little too small. No, that's dead on. All right, so we're gonna arrange our P-clamp here. We don't want to like pull it tight, but we don't want it to be loose. So basically you want, no, a little looser. And then we'll go to this side here so it's kind of pulling it away from the air filter. Which rubber rubbing on rubber is usually not a big deal. It's metal on rubber like down here that I'm worried about, because I still haven't decided if I'm gonna connect this to the engine. Right now it's like 99% no, just to get the job done. Maybe deal with it later. Okay, so like right like that is like perfect. And then when we come around with the T, it'll like pull everything into line. So I need to get some hardware for that, and I could just rivet it, but I think that's lazy. We can just get some nice hardware, and we will double nut it so it doesn't come loose. Let's see, is that gonna be good enough? Might need a washer. Probably should not have this up above the engine. Okay, so that should be good enough. And, well, I don't know if I'll be able to double nut that. We'll see here in a sec. Probably not with a washer. I'll just go ahead and use a longer one. It might look a little odd, but it'll be all right. And then I can just grab a stainless washer. Or not. Come on. Wow, I'm really low on supplies right now. Like really low. I've been trying not to spend money unless I absolutely have to, which really isn't going well. So I need a truck. I need a freaking truck to tow the cars, so I'm not always like panicking about whether or not I'm gonna make it home. Okay. All right, now we're gonna double nut so it doesn't ever come loose, hopefully. Excuse the sniffling, it's just, you know, it's winter time. I'm not really going to be able to do much about that. Okay, and I think that is... Where did I put the ratchet? I got tools everywhere after working on the bike yesterday. Yep, it's an 8. So we're gonna... What the fuck? Must have... Okay, so for now that's good enough, because we might have to, well, probably should just go ahead and tighten her down, which means I'm gonna need, I think, this size. Nope. How much you want to bet it's a 3? And all my 3s are broken. Okay, we got lucky. It's a 4. We're gonna go ahead and tighten her down. Okay, yeah, that's so much more professional than the other way I was doing it. So much more professional. You can tell when somebody's like panicking and in a hurry to get ready for an event because things just look jank. Okay, and then we're gonna double nut it so we can be sure that it's not gonna come off and cause problems. We have to be a little careful when we're double nutting because these are just cheap Chinese hardware. Okay, there we go. Double nutted. You know, I just remembered I was actually not even gonna film this. So let me show you what I did while I wasn't filming when I got super frustrated. So I took the 3/8 line, I put it down here, I bent it around my coil bracket, zip tied it down, ran it under the throttle body, and then it's coming out right here. So I guess I probably should have explained that to you guys since I decided to go ahead and do that. So now what we have to do is we have to make this work with the T, and the T is huge. The one I was going to get off Amazon was a little bit more forgiving, but I think this one is going to be ooh, you know what? I could just T straight out. Yeah, and then I'll have enough line left over to put the... Yes, okay. We're going to put the T like right here then. Do I have enough? Oh boy, did I fuck up. This is perfect. Like, I mean, this could not have came out better. So if I just put the T... Get it out of the frickin' packaging. I'm so happy I paid double for it even though I already bought one on Amazon that then got lost in Wisconsin. It's amazing. Okay, yeah, look, you can see where the air filter was starting to rub through this line, so it's good I moved it. Because if I ever do have it go back to the motor, then that would have been bad. That would have been very bad. Okay, so I think if we do... probably going to have to do like that. Yeah, and then it pulls it away from the firewall. That's perfect. Perfect. Couldn't have got luckier. Granted, I don't have... I have fuel injection hose clamps I might be able to use for this. Okay, so we're going to have to cut this line right at the 4. Right at the 4. So where's my really scary cutter that is going to cost me a finger one of these days? Okay. I like it though. I mean, it's for PVC pipe, but it leaves a really nice cut in the tubing, and I don't need this for now. Where are those fuel injection clamps? I'm gonna need those right away. Yes. Because again, I don't know if I'm gonna end up I believe these are actually for 3/8 fuel line. Perfect. Ah. Oh, we are getting lucky today. I am using up all my luck for the whole year right now. Alright, so just excuse me for a second. Gotta get slobbing on that. Oh yeah. Yeah, please don't reshare that. Okay, fuel line clamp there. Fuck, I forgot to. Oh yeah. Quit looking. Look away, children. Actually, children. Oh, fuck me. Children should not be watching these videos anyway. It's for adults. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It like perfectly pulled and curved it along with. Oh, that is just beautiful. That is beautiful. My God, I've used up all my luck for the whole year just now. Look at that. Wow. I am so proud of. Well, not myself, because that is just luck. The fuck did the ratchet go? And of course it's not. Fuck it, do it the hard way. Because again, I don't know if I'm going to be recircing this into the engine or not. I mean, I know you shouldn't on a race car, but if the catch can still gets overwhelmed, I'm not going to have a choice. I can't risk it. So, we'll see. We will see. I need those reducers. They're not here. The reducer's not here yet. I think I should have plenty of clamps for that too. I really like these fuel line clamps. I wish they made them in a better range of sizes, or at least affordably in a better range of sizes. They're so much stronger and more reliable than regular hose clamps. Okay, got sniffles coming again. Sorry. Okay, so this is perfect. It's holding everything. I mean, we got a little rub here on the valve cover, but the valve cover is smooth, so I think we're going to be okay there. Now, here's the thing. I really don't like this giant fat-ass 5/8 line. I just don't like it. So I think really the smart thing to do would be to get rid of as much of that as humanly possible. Wow, that got chewed up. And in this case, we would just use my leftover 3/8, and then the reducer would be right here. Now the problem with that is that's right next to this, and so it's going to be like all fucking day long, which is not cool. So I might have to go buy more 3/8 line. Shit. Oh, I lied. Man, I really am using up. Oh, I already had a 3/8 T. Are you kidding me? I went all the way to the freaking hardware store for no reason. Ah, mother stupid engineer. Damn it. Alright, anyway, we got the line we need. So what we're gonna do, it looks like this line was maybe, I mean, this line's probably several years old. Why is that even there? It looks like this line was kind of cut crooked, so I'm gonna recut it clean. Perfect. This was definitely cut with like a razor blade or something. Okay, so it's been sitting a while. So I think the smartest thing to do is to have the reducer as close to this fitting as I can get away with. I haven't gotten the reducer yet, so I don't want to like overdo it. But my thought is, excuse me, sniffles are just going to keep coming because it's cold. Running out of spit. Okay. Ooh, that was a close one. That was a close one. Okay. That looks that looks kind of shitty having, well, I guess they're in like a counterclockwise. Whatever. Okay. Tighten her down. I think the reducer is probably gonna be the key to this. Okay. And I really am worried I'm gonna have to put another P-clamp in there somewhere to support everything, but we'll find out. Okay. Excuse me. So here's the thing. We've got to have this not touching anything. It cannot touch anything. So if we put our reducer in, it's going to have to be put in like right here somewhere. Now, it would be really dumb to come in here and start cutting these lines until I have the reducer in my hand to see how long it is, how big the center portion is. So for now, we're going to stop and we'll come back and finish the job when the reducer gets here, and then we're going to go on a test drive and hope that this doesn't get super crazy floppy when it gets hot, which it probably will, and I'm probably going to have to come back. I can make a bracket off of here, or I don't know. I'm hoping if I like pull the hose tight enough that it'll just kind of support itself. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back in a few hours. Okay, so 2 hours later, and we're back. And we have our reducer, and they actually sent clamps. I don't need the one clamp. I'm gonna throw that in there, grab a fuel line clamp, and then we're gonna grab a screwdriver, and that is probably a 6. Close enough. All right. So, here's the thing. We need rigidity in this system so that everything holds together properly. And I believe the best way to do that would be to have this as far back as we possibly can without affecting this bend here, because we need it to kind of bend straight. So I would, and I really wish I could like put a clamp or something down in here. You know, I could maybe get a small riv nut in there at some point to put a bracket in, but for now I think we're kind of stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it away from the plug wire. So I'm going to cut it dead center of these 2 plug wires. Try to get a straight as possible cut. So I'm going to hold this straight on. We're going to come down. Yeah, I think this is going to be an issue. So we're going to, right here between the plug wires. Yeah. Make sure we're straight on it. Okay, and then it really doesn't like cutting the rubber. Kind of have to help her out. Come on. Now watch your fingers. You could lose a finger easily on this thing. Okay, but it gives a nice clean cut through your finger. All right, got all this extra line in case we have to start over and try again, but I think we'll be okay. So, yeah. All right, I've got to get all over her. X-rated right there. Okay. Ah, oh yeah. That's a good fit. That's the way I like it. All right, enough of that. This clamp's fucking huge. I need a better fitting clamp. Yeah, I'll use one of these. They're a little smaller. Maybe give us a little bit better fit. Okay. Really don't like that. I mean, I could understand on a boosted car why you would want 5/8 line, but the fact that the smallest option they had was the 10AN is just super frustrating, because it's not a boosted vehicle and it doesn't need such ridiculous fat lines. And then, you know, obviously my engine bay clearance issues are bad enough without adding all this extra. See, I'm a little worried it's gonna like be rubbing on this. I might have to wrap a piece of line around this line as like a shield to protect it from the rubbing. Now here's the key, is if we pull it tight, and by tight I mean tight, if we pull it tight, it shouldn't rub on anything. And so we're gonna cut just a little loose first, and we can always come back and cut it deeper if we need to. So I'm just gonna cut a little extra more than I think I need. Okay, and I need to save this T. Actually, I think I was using this to drain bad fuel out of the gas tank, which would explain that. Okay. Let's see if this is tight enough. And it's definitely not. So we want it to be like, just cut a little more off. Just gonna go a little at a time until it's how we want it. Catch that, not to fall in the engine. Okay. All right. Don't look, kids. Okay. Away from the plug wires. We're gonna get her in there. Oh, I might have cut it too short. Okay. That's perfect. Look at that. So it's actually like holding it, sort of kind of holding it away from the plug wires, and I think it's going to rub on this, so I'm going to have to wrap something around it to protect it. So the last thing we need is it to rub a hole in the line that's been blowing oil out. And I actually have an idea for that. Anyway, we're gonna get this clamped down good. Okay, so it's pulling it tight enough that we're not gonna have too much wiggling. In fact, this one is actually now tighter. That might explain why it's pulling back like that, because of this one. So I have a couple options, but I think the best option is gonna be to cut a shield to go over the line. Let's see, we'd be looking, maybe I need to leave enough room for some zip ties. Maybe this much of it right before the working. Okay. Cannot stress enough how dangerous this tool is, because you could lose a finger quickly. Okay, and then I'll show you a trick. I got a really sharp carpet cutter. It looks like somebody switched over to the plastic jaws, but that should work. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the hose down one side only. And you would be tempted to hold it in your hand and do it, but please don't do that. Man, this garage is a mess. I am ashamed to even show it on video right now. Okay, and we're just gonna split her. So you can see why you don't want to hold this in your hand while you're doing this. Okay. I probably need a fresh blade on that. But we now have a split line. Okay. And we can feed that line over, look at that, perfect fit, over the 3/8 line as a shield. Now here's something that will be a slight issue, but nothing a zip tie won't take care of. Or actually, I probably could put another clamp right there, and that would like, ooh, you know what? This looks so ghetto. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that everything about this just looks so ghetto. Ooh. I mean, it's a race car, right? It has to be functional. It has to race. And it has to survive hours and hours and hours of racing. I'm excited to go for a test drive today, even though it's freezing cold outside. So we're just going to use this clamp to clamp down our okay. And so now we have a nice protective shield. God, that looks awful, but I don't know what else to do. Once everything gets hot, it'll kind of rearrange itself how it feels like. I am a little worried about this rubbing here, but this is super smooth, so I would find it hard to believe it's gonna rub a hole in it. I mean, I could always do this up here, but that's gonna look even worse, because from this perspective, it already looks like ridiculously bad. I mean, it just looks so dumb. Ugh. I don't know. I'm just ready to drive the car, and it's ready to drive now, so I'm gonna get everything out of the way. We'll fire it up, make sure, yeah, let me clean up real quick, I'll come back. Shit. So we gotta check for spark on all 8 cylinders. We're doing that since we screwed with everything. So we're gonna check over here. Like you can tell, this new coil, look at the yellow light on the new coil and the old coil, look at the strength. The new coils are much better, the non-fast coils. All right, so we got spark. So now that we verified spark, shit, we need to let it warm up a sec. And we need to verify that the cylinders are firing evenly. Because if not, we got a problem. So we're at 400, 400, 450, 500, oh boy, 500, 600, fuck me, 550, 500. Don't tell me these 2 injectors are clogged again. 500, 500, 500, 520, 500, 600, 550, 550. This side's a little hotter, and that could potentially be because of the difference in the plug wires. 500. And this is a piece of crap from Harbor Freight, but I think we got good spark, we got good heat, everything's good. I don't hear any leaks, I don't feel any tapping, like nothing is tapping. You would be able to feel it jumping if it's touching, and I don't see any oil leaks. Now that the engine's running and warming up, we can double check that these are snug, and I believe they were just this size. We'll check the center. Okay, still snug. Still snug. 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 Okay, everything seems good. I don't hear any leaks. I don't see any leaks. We're not really warm enough to get any vapor out of this yet, although it is pretty oily from the old valve cover blowing by. So I think we're ready for a test drive. So I'm gonna jump in the car and we'll go for a test drive. All right, we just got back from a 45-minute-ish drive, and there are no oil leaks at all, which is awesome, and the car ran great. So the real test is if there's anything in the catch can. So let's go ahead and pull it out and see if we got anything. Okay, as far as I can tell, it's just water vapor. Yeah, that's a lot of water in there. Now, the reason for that is because it's been sitting for a month. So basically, under normal circumstances, at least half of this would be full of just pure oil. So it appears it did its job. About 15 minutes of the 45-minute drive, I purposefully drove in a way that would build up a lot of crankcase pressure. And the fact that all we got out of it was some milky water is exactly what the catch can is designed for. So I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, we can't test it for real until we get out on the racetrack, but it seems like it did its job. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to the Motion Raceworks team for their valve cover living up to its name. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.